Hey guys, this is Joy back again with another video, and I just wanted to say thank you again for tuning in like how you guys always do. It's much appreciated. So today's video is going to be a question and answer video. I actually have 3 questions, 2 from the same person and 1 through an email, which I won't disclose her info because I'm not sure if she wanted me to do this or not, but I think it's good to just put it out there. But anyways, you guys, so let's see here. So the first one is from Mr. H.A. He actually comments on my post a lot, so shout out to you. Keep doing that, and also you guys, please be sure that you like, share, and subscribe all my videos. And yeah, please keep leaving comments and all that good stuff. So he says, Joy, could you do a video on narcissistic injury or narcissist injury, or when to know that they've gone through it? Please. Do narcissists reap what they sow? So Mr. H.A. Narcissistic injury, and I'll probably make another video, but I just wanted to answer the question. It's basically like when you do something that upsets them, or they're not pleased with something that you did. Like, let's say you call them out on like the abuse, or you call them out on them not doing what they said they're gonna do. So just any little thing that maybe it's just like a comment or remark or something that they've done to you and they don't like it, then that's narcissistic injury. And right away they're going into attack mode. They're thinking of a way and planning of a way to get you back. The narcissists, the two of them, the 2 that I dated, I didn't know what narcissistic injury was when I was dating the first guy, but after the second guy that I was dating, it came to me a little bit. So the first one, I remember, like, we were talking for a couple of months, and at the time he told me he had a girlfriend, and I was younger back then. I was like 21, and he was like, oh, did you want to be my second girlfriend? And I was telling him like, no, you know what I mean? And then I remember one other time that I had came over his place, and we was like working on some music, and then we had started to watch a movie, and then he was like, oh, so why are you even over here? And then he was like, well, and I was telling him like, yeah, like we were talking about like music or whatever, and he was like, oh, we could have did that over the phone, you know. So he was, I don't know, it was just really weird. Like, he was like putting me down. But the injury came when because he was, I guess he had broken up with his girlfriend at the time, and he was all like, oh, did you want to be more than friends or just friends? And I told him that I just wanted to be friends. And boy, was that a narcissistic injury. Like, I didn't hear from him in like 2 weeks, and then he contacted me, and we was like talking again, but that was considered an injury. So, you know. And then what else? Also, the first guy, when I decided that I was done, because I had moved into a new space of mine. It was in a city called Long Beach, and you know, I was inviting him to come over, but then I realized, I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I don't want to talk to him anymore. Like, I just felt like I was being abused and not being treated right. And then he was, what happened? He contacted me and was like, he was inviting himself over, because at the time when I told him I had my place, he didn't come, but he waited like 2 or 3 weeks, and then he finally contacted me. And then that's when I was just like, I'm done, because at that time I had already endured all the abuse. But you know, I was basically saying like, hey, you know, I don't think I want you to come over. And then you know, he was like, are you sure? Da, 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 da. And then I was like, yeah. Then we hung up, and then he texted me, and I didn't respond until like an hour or 2 later. And boy, that was a narcissistic injury, because literally a week later, that's when he had posted a picture up of this girl. And I think all along he was with her, but that's just an example of injury. And then the second guy, same thing. I think I told him something, like the way he was like acting towards me, because he was coming on kind of strong, and that should have been a red flag too. Like, he was coming on, like, making sexual innuendos. And I mean, it was like whatever, but it's like, at the time, I barely knew him. And it was just like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? But narcissists, they like to rush into things. Like, they're real quick with it, because, you know, they're trying to get you sucked in. And then I could tell that was an injury when I was like, hey, like, slow down. Like, you know. And then also another example, the second guy, I remember like we met at work, and he was cool with the manager. We had all been hanging out, and I remember like one time we was getting lunch, and I remember like the guy, he said something to me, and then I thought it was kind of like rude or whatever. I didn't say anything because I was like, oh, that's just his friend or whatever. But then I brought it to his attention, and I could tell like he had got annoyed and he was like frustrated. And just by the way his body language was, I could tell that was a narcissistic injury. So it's basically anything that criticizes them, that or they feel is criticizing, or if you were trying to talk to them like a regular human interaction, or saying that if something's on your mind and you want to bring it to their attention, then that's narcissistic injury. If you leave them, that's narcissistic injury. If you don't do what they want you to do, that's narcissistic injury, which is crazy. So hopefully that answers your question. And then you actually, Mr. HA double, he asked me another question, and I answered it on my channel, but I just wanted to read it to you guys just in case someone else may have wondered about it. He says, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and your story sounds familiar to what I went through. Question, you said that it happened to you 2 more times after the first narcissist did that. It says, did that to you? So when did you finally realize the kind of people you had attracted after the third guy? And I had told him that it was only 2 guys that I dated that were narcissists. I did correct that. But the question is, so when did I realize that that was the type of people that I had attracted? After the first guy that I dated, I had been doing research online because I was like, this is not normal. Like, it's not normal for someone to not like talk to you about like if you did something wrong to them, to not bring it up. And narcissists, they don't do that. They don't provide any closure. If you do something that injures them, injures their ego or whatever, say something they don't like, then they're not going to talk to you about it. They're going to move on to the next person, or give you the silent treatment, or just do something that may offend you or hurt you, put you down or whatever. They're not going to talk to you about it unless they can get something out of it, or unless, things could go back to the way that they were or whatever, So I realized it when I had reached out to the first guy after I guess he realized that I wasn't going to let him come over. I was like, hey, like, what's going on? Because at the time I thought he was still like normal. But yeah, like I hit him up and he did not respond to me, and it was like a month or 2, and then I had reached out to him like another month later, and then I was like, hey, like, what's going on, and he was just like, oh, I have a new girl now and I won't be able to come over, just like rubbing it in my face, and I was just like, this is not a normal person, you know what I mean? And because even if he was like upset at something I did, he could have like said something or talked to me about it, you know what I mean? It's not something that you didn't have to like ignore it, or you know what I mean? And then the second guy, I don't know, I just kind of felt like things were off, like when I would tell him like little things that I didn't like, he wouldn't really, like, he would hear me, but he didn't really like take it in, like he didn't care, like he would just kind of like look off into space, like he was like not even really there with me. So yeah, it was just really weird. And then, like I said, I just started doing a lot of research about it, and everything that was happening with me with the 2 guys, like I seen it online. I was like, wow, I attracted a narcissist. But again, in my last video, I looked at myself. Sorry about my alarm. I looked inside myself and I was like, okay, why did I attract this person? What is it about me that stayed, that that took the abuse, you know what I mean? So I had to look inside of myself and figure that out. So hopefully that answers your question as well. And then I had an email from this girl. I'm not gonna reveal her name because I don't know if she wanted me to do that or not. But she just says, hey, thank you for your videos. Your skin is so amazing. Thank you, and you're beautiful. That's what she said. And then she says, please tell me your birthday, zodiac, and your female narcs abuser's birthdays. And she says, by the way, I didn't have a good experience with female narcs too, like Libra, Leo, etc. I'm so happy. Been no contact for a long time and will continue forever. That's great. And my birthday zodiac sign is a Taurus, as I mentioned before in another video. And my female narc abusers, which was my aunt, and it was my aunt, her birthday is December, and she's a Capricorn. And then the other girl that I was friends with for a while, I think she's an Aries. So yeah, and again, I emailed her back, but I just thought that it'd be cool to like let you guys know, just in case if you were wondering. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you guys have any other questions that you want to ask me, please feel free to leave them in the comment box below. And you guys do know that I am offering my coaching sessions. I'm still doing my special discount up until August the 19th. I'm sorry, the 18th. So if you want to book a session, if you want to talk to me about anything about narcissists, anything that you want to vent about, any concerns, how you can heal, how you can just move on from this traumatic experience, email me at livenarcfree9 and I'll be happy to get you guys set up with a session. It's through PayPal. Like I said, the prices for the coaching sessions are discounted right now, so you don't want to miss out on that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you want to do the coaching session, we can do it through Skype, we can do it through WhatsApp, and I think that's it. Yes, Skype, WhatsApp, and yeah. So I'll see you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.